When you book a cruise, it feels like you're stepping into a floating paradise. Endless food, dazzling entertainment, and the thrill of waking up in a new destination every morning. But behind the buffets, Broadway shows, and smiling staff, there's a side of cruising you never see. Former cruise workers have shared some shocking truths, little-known secrets that cruise lines would rather you didn't think about. From hidden crew-only areas to the real story behind those unlimited buffets. Some of these might make you see your next cruise in a whole new light. Today, we're revealing 9 secrets cruise workers say passengers aren't supposed to know. Secret 1. The cruise living conditions. Cruise ships look glamorous for passengers, but life below deck is a different world. Crew members often live in cramped cabins, sometimes 2, 3, or even 4 to a room. These spaces are tiny, with barely enough room to move around, and bathrooms are often shared. Former workers say these conditions are one of the biggest shocks for new hires. While passengers enjoy balcony suites, staff cabins are out of sight and far from luxurious. It's a reminder that cruise ships are designed with one priority: passenger comfort, not crew convenience. Still, many crew members put up with it because the job lets them travel the world and earn money to send home. Secret 2. Unlimited buffets aren't really unlimited. One of the biggest selling points of a cruise is the endless food. But ex-workers say there are limits passengers don't realize. For example, some high-cost items, like lobster tails or premium cuts of steak, are often rationed. A buffet might advertise all you can eat, but the kitchen knows exactly how much to put out to keep costs down. Even the food you do get has a system. Dishes are carefully rotated, and leftovers may be repurposed into the next day's meals. That soup you had at lunch, parts of it may have been yesterday's buffet veggies. It's not unsafe, but it's a cost-saving trick passengers rarely think about.
If you're curious about what the best way to book your next cruise is, check the link in the description.
Secret 3. The staff is always watching. It may feel like you're free to roam around the ship without anyone noticing, but ex-crew say surveillance is everywhere. Cruise ships are covered in security cameras, and staff are trained to watch passenger behavior closely. This isn't just about safety, it's also about sales. Bartenders, waiters, and even entertainment staff are trained to notice who spends big and who doesn't. High-spending guests may get more attention, while others might barely be noticed. It's not personal, it's business. So, if you ever felt like the staff magically appeared with drink suggestions the moment you were considering one, that wasn't an accident. Secret 4. The medical facilities are limited. Cruise ships do have doctors and medical staff on board, but ex-workers admit the facilities aren't equipped for major emergencies. If you get seriously sick or injured, chances are you'll need to be evacuated at the next port. This is one reason cruise contracts often push expensive travel insurance. What many passengers don't realize is that even a short helicopter evacuation can cost tens of thousands of dollars. And yes, passengers are usually the ones paying the bill. Secret 5. Cabins aren't as clean as you think. Ex-housekeepers admit that while cabins are tittied daily, deep cleaning isn't as frequent as you'd expect. With thousands of passengers boarding and disembarking in just a few hours, cleaning staff have limited time to prepare rooms. That means things like bedspreads, curtains, or upholstery may go weeks, or even an entire season, without a proper wash. Workers also point out that passengers often contribute to the problem. Some guests treat cabins carelessly, leaving messes that are difficult to fully sanitize in the short time crews have. If you're a clean freak, bringing sanitizing wipes for high-touch surfaces might not be such a bad idea. Secret 6. Crew members depend on tips, even more than you think. Yes, most people know cruise workers rely heavily on tips, but what they don't realize is how extreme it can be. Ex-workers say base salaries for many positions are shockingly low, sometimes only a few $100s a month. Tips make up the bulk of their income. That's why tipping policies are such a sensitive issue on cruises. Many lines automatically add gratuities to your bill, and while some passengers try to remove them, doing so directly impacts workers who already earn very little. In fact, some crew members admit they go above and beyond, remembering names, favorite drinks, or personal preferences, not just out of kindness. but because good service often means better tips. Secret 7. Crew-only areas are a whole different world. Behind the guest decks, there's an entire hidden city passengers never see. Ex-crew call it the Crew Corridor, or I-95, named after the American highway. This long hallway stretches the entire length of the ship and is where staff eat, sleep, and socialize. There are crew-only gyms, bars, and even parties that passengers will never know about. While guests are enjoying Broadway-style shows upstairs, crew might be dancing at their own parties below deck. It's a parallel universe that's invisible to paying passengers. But it's where most of ship life really happens. Secret 8. Some ports of call are basically fake. Ever noticed that some cruise stops don't feel like authentic towns? That's because they aren't. Many cruise lines actually own private islands or build artificial ports designed to look exotic but carefully controlled for passenger spending. Former workers say these stops are less about culture and more about business. Instead of wandering through a real city, you're funneled into an area filled with shops, bars, and excursions that give a cut of profits back to the cruise line. It feels like you're exploring a new country, but in reality, it's often a polished shopping mall designed to keep your money flowing back to the company. Secret 9. You're constantly being upsold. From the moment you step on board, the cruise line is trying to get more money out of you. Ex-workers admit that while the base price of a cruise might look like a great deal, the real profits come from extras. Drink packages, specialty dining, spa treatments, shore excursions, casino games, and even Wi-Fi. Employees are provided with ongoing training to upsell, and many of them are rewarded with bonuses for hitting sales targets. Because of this, you will receive non-stop notifications about special offers, deals that are only available for a limited time, or unique packages. The purpose of cruises is to provide the impression that you are receiving an all-inclusive vacation. However, former employees have stated that the reality is straightforward. The base price is what allows you to board the ship, and everything that follows is about making the most of the money you spend.
Ready to book your next cruise? Please go to the link in the description to find the best deals and start planning your next unforgettable journey.
Cruises promise luxury, relaxation, and adventure. And to be fair, many passengers do have the time of their lives. But ex-workers say there's always a hidden side, a world of tiny crew cabins, rationed buffets, carefully managed spending, and behind-the-scenes operations passengers rarely think about. Knowing these secrets won't necessarily ruin your cruise, but it does give you the power to make smarter choices, whether that's budgeting for tips, skipping overpriced excursions, or just packing sanitizing wipes for your cabin. At the end of the day, the cruise industry is a business, and once you understand how it works, you can enjoy the perks while avoiding the traps.